Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Monday, January 22nd, 2024. I am Fredicia Liburd. The Federal Cabinet of the Government of St. Kitts and Nevis visited Nevis on Monday, January 22nd for a joint meeting with the Cabinet of the Nevis Island Administration, NIA. The meeting, which took place at the Four Seasons, commenced with prayer and remarks by the Honorable Mark Brantley, Premier of Nevis and Chair of the NIA Cabinet of Ministers.
These types of engagements are important because they allow us an opportunity for dialogue. And I always say that when parties are talking to each other, it affords the opportunity to come to common ground. We may not always agree, but equally true, we may not always disagree. And so it is important, I think, when we have the opportunity to engage with each other, to discuss issues in a frank and open way, to be respectful, but to understand that ultimately we have all been elected and or put in place in respective cabinets to make decisions which we hope would inure to the benefit of all. And when I say all, it is important because I know sometimes those of us here on the sister island of Nevis feel that we are left out. And I will say publicly, as I have said before, that certainly since Prime Minister Drew has been at the helm of government in St. Kitts, there has been a tremendous effort made at inclusion. And I think that that's important. We are a very small country. We have limited financial resources. We have limited human resources. And it therefore is important that we harness all that we have available to us for the benefit of all in the country, Nevisians and Kittitians, those who call the island of St. Kitts home and those who call the island of Nevis home. We are all one people, one nation, and we must learn to work together if we are to advance.
The Honorable Dr. Terence Drew also made remarks as Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis and Chair of the Federal Cabinet of Ministers.
Let me say to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis that part of what we promised as a federal cabinet, as a federal government, and even the ethos from the party from whence I come is really to have a relationship with this that would redound in the benefits as we see in St. Kitts, that there is no difference. That is very critical and important to us. And as I often say, Premier, that a child in Gingerland would have the same opportunity as a child in St. Peter's, St. Kitts. A worker in Gingerland should have the same opportunities, or at least equity in opportunities, as any worker in Boyd's, St. Kitts. And that is why we have taken such a progressive view that irrespective of the political differences, I think and I know that we are one people. And I think it's always good politics to ensure that St. Kitts and Nevis are working together for the benefit of all.
According to the meeting agenda, one of the main discussion topics was the Sustainable Island State Agenda, with presentations by Nerissa Williams, Permanent Secretary in the Federal Ministry of Environment, and Joyce Moving, Coordinator of the NIA's Sustainable Development Unit. Another main discussion topic was constitutional review, with a presentation by the Honorable Garth Wilkin, Attorney General. The close of the joint cabinet meeting was followed by a visit to the federal office in Charlestown. According to the St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service, Monday's meeting reflects a renewed commitment to cooperative governance and a shared vision for the future of both islands. The following is a notice from the Ministry of Finance regarding the Culturama 50 Island Enhancement Incentive Program. The Nevis Island administration will be implementing a tax incentive package geared towards the rejuvenation of communities and businesses as part of the homecoming celebrations for Culturama 50 in July 2024. This initiative is intended to assist with the beautification of the island and aid in the rejuvenation to private homes, commercial buildings, residential buildings, as well as community buildings such as churches and other facilities. This package will run for the period of February 1st to August 31st, 2024, with the main areas of focus being the painting of properties, erecting of fencing, construction of driveways and walkways, changing of windows, doors, and other physical aesthetics on the external of the property, replacing of furniture and equipment for guest houses and apartments to enhance the accommodation for visitors, concessions to be granted, exemption from import duties and customs service charge on all items falling into the category. However, the 17% VAT will be payable. The applicant must submit a completed application form, which will be available at the Ministry of Finance, Building Board approval if applicable, contractors' estimates of the cost of the project or bill of quantities, a valid government identification card, and a valid business license for commercial entities with up-to-date payment of taxes.
We are happy to have with us this morning members of the NTV group. They are celebrating 23 years anniversary, praise the Lord. And so they are with us this morning. We welcome them.
Reverend Dr. Barbara Dobson commended the Department of Information for its service to the Nevisian community when the department commenced the celebration of its anniversary week of activities on Sunday, January 21st, with worship at the Henry's Memorial Wesleyan Holiness Church in Gingerland. During that service, Director Charmaine Howell made remarks on behalf of the department.
We have been around for the last 23 years, which is a long time. We started back in 2001, and at the time we were doing a weekly roundup of news events that were taking place across Nevis. And over the years we've grown. That then became 3 nights a week. That went to a nightly newscast. We've moved from going 4 hours a night to 24 hours a day. We've moved from just a local channel to having a worldwide viewership with our streaming services online. So over the years, we've grown, we've flourished, we have done, I say, exceptionally well. We intend very wholeheartedly to keep growing, to keep giving, to keep serving the people of Nevis, to bring you all the significant moments in the story of Nevis so that we can all share in that together.
She also presented a token of appreciation to a long-serving member of staff.
Every week we have someone covering a service, and this morning we have Mr. Ramsey. And I would just like to actually pause to recognize Mr. Ramsey personally for being our longest standing staff member. He is just shy of 23 years himself.
Meantime, the Department of Information is inviting the general public to share in the celebration of its anniversary by participating in a week-long quiz. Visit Nevis Television on Facebook to answer trivia questions about the department to win prizes from Monday 22nd to Friday 26th January. The week will also include an open day for students to get a first-hand look at the operations of Nevis Television, as well as developmental and socializing activities for the staff. The Gingerland Secondary School GSS chapter of the Boys Mentorship Program has been officially launched. The ceremony, which was held on January 18th at the Malcolm Gishard Recreational Park, saw the program's participants showcasing their talent in music and poetry as parents, mentors, and other stakeholders in the initiative showed their support. Chair of the Boys Mentorship Program, Mario Philip, gave an overview of the initiative.
This program is built upon some 5 pillars, of which the mentor-mentee one-on-one relationship Also, the developmental sessions of the program that helps to build the boys, either in group sessions, one-on-one, and we also have a community service aspect where the mentees would be expected to give back to the community of Nevis. There is a component for job attachment, which we would have done a bit of in the summer of 2022, and we are hoping and praying with the support of the private sector in Nevis to place every single mentee this year in the summer of 2024. We are also working diligently to not only grow the students academically, but also mentally, emotionally, so that we can have well-rounded individuals.
Principal of the Gingerland Secondary School, Kano David, thanked those involved in making the initiative a success so far and expressed hope that their efforts would have a positive impact on the island's young men.
Men know generally the undocumented thoughts of boys. We were boys. Now, a lot of our thoughts are undocumented. It's not in a movie somewhere. It's not written down in a book. So men are best to mentor boys who will become young, strong, influential men in society. And these male mentors and role models are key to the elevated success of all males and society in general. So we want to say thank you to all the mentors as well. Thank you, mentors. Because, without these mentors who volunteered and are volunteering their time and their efforts and their knowledge and extending that love to our boys, we would be living, or we would be seeing a different future. So thank you to everyone who's here. Thank you to the ministry for the program. Thank you to everyone who works in the program. It is indeed a joy for us to be a part of this program.
The ceremony also saw James Simpson, Chief Executive Officer of the Bank of New Innovation, Bonnie, presenting $10,000 in sponsorship support of the program to Minister of Gender Affairs, the Honorable Janelle Nisbet.
A program such as this is not necessarily going in to look for bad apples or anything of the sort, because I thought all the students were very excellent in nature. It is to go in and tap into that potential that the students have at the school, but they might not have that mentorship, that opportunity in their home life, family life, or community life. So we're now exposing them to that opportunity, those experiences, to be able to reach their maximum potential. And we can see the result of it. We can see that the investment is a worthwhile investment. Our boys are doing well, and we're hoping that they too can go on to influence their peers to do well. And that it's a cycle where each one reach one, and it's not just the 12 boys who we might be mentoring at GSS that we reach, but they can reach their siblings, their classmates, and the general community in that regard. It is my pleasure and honor to be the one to declare the GSS chapter of the Boys Mentorship Program officially launched.
Also present at the launch ceremony was the Honorable Eric Evelyn, Deputy Premier and Area Representative for the St. George's Parish, the Honorable Troy Liburd, Minister of Education, Senator Claxton, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, and Wang Williams, Education Officer responsible for secondary schools. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredicia Liburd. Thank you for viewing.